Welcome to Q&A with, a show where I focus on the role behind the person to give you some insight into how to operate in their world.
Hello, my name is Davo, and today we have
Elyas Noor, men's physique athlete.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So what exactly is a men's physique athlete?
A men's physique athlete is a bodybuilder, presents his physique in a more symmetrical way.
Okay, so then how does that differ essentially from bodybuilding? What's the difference, the main difference?
The main difference is bodybuilding is about being the biggest and the leanest, whereas men's physique is about more attractive, I guess, in some people's eye.
Okay,
Yeah, it's all about the looks, the symmetrical of a muscular physique.
And just how popular is men's physique?
It has picked up a lot in the past few years, but comparing it to mainstream sports, no, nothing. It's very tiny.
And you said it's picked up recently, so I take it it's quite relatively new.
It is, yes. I think 2012.
Okay, so about 10 years roughly.
Yeah, and it has evolved, massively.
And is it accepted in the community by, I guess, the purist bodybuilders, the older bodybuilders?
It's becoming more and more. Yes, obviously when it started, it's ridiculous. I mean, you have had bodybuilding for decades, and then all of a sudden you have this category where they hide, a big proportion of their body, and obviously you would find it ridiculous,
So what inspired you to go into men's physique?
Was it 2014, 15? First time I had heard of it. And I was like, okay, let me give it a try, see if I like it. I've worked out all these years, I might as well present it on stage, I guess.
Yeah.
So I just went there, I liked it, and yeah.
So you said 2015, so that was about, what, 7 years?
I really picked it up in 2018. That's when I
took it seriously and you really went. Okay, so the men's physique athlete, what is the purpose of it? Is it to enter competitions? Is that that's the main element?
With any other sport, isn't it? Yeah.
And then the competitions, what competitions do exist that are for men's physique athletes?
The only one that goes to Olympia, which is every athlete's dream to be on that stage, is IFBB. And they are the only ones. So the way it works is you compete regionally, and you get the first place. Then you compete the bigger shows, and the winner of the category stands against the other classes, and the winner of that gets the IFBB Pro card. And once you get that Pro card, you compete in pro shows.
Okay.
You get points. There are some pro shows that are very prestigious, where if you win, you get Olympia qualification straight away. Whereas there are small shows where you get points. And that's every bodybuilder, every men's physique athlete's dream, to get to Miss Olympia. So IFBB is the one that gets you there. But there are other federations like PCA, UKBFF. There's a couple other ones. Yeah. There's Miami shows. That's a big one. But ultimately, it's IFBB Pro.
That's the top. That's the Olympics of.
That's the Olympics. Yeah.
So then, with these competitions, is there? Of course, there's the points you mentioned, and there's probably a trophy or a medal. Is it also prize money as well?
Pro shows only.
Pro shows only.
Only.
Okay. And do you know?
And it's not. It's nothing actually. What they pay is like nothing. Yeah.
How roughly? Okay, what's the highest you've seen?
Well, Olympia is obviously the highest, but pro shows. One of the top pro shows is New York Pro. I mean, bodybuilders, obviously, they get a lot more. Bodybuilders might get... 10, 20K. Men's physique, they probably get 2, 3 in those pro shows.
Oh, wow, that's not a lot.
Yeah.
Not a lot at all.
So in Olympia, bodybuilder, the top place gets, I think, 500 or 400
Pounds?
dollars.
Oh, dollars, okay.
400 or 500, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Men's physique gets 50. Oh, they recently upped it, I think, to 50. I think.
That's very kind of them.
Yes, yes. There's a lot of talk about, you know, the athletes should get paid a lot more.
Paid a lot more.
It's been going on for decades, this actually.
Oh.
Yeah. They say, you know, a lot of people say it should be everyone who competes should get something, because only top 3 get money.
Yeah.
And there are all these athletes, because bodybuilding is a very subjective sport, and there are, I don't know, 20 bodybuilders, say, or 20 men's physique compete, and only top 3, and those worked as hard as the top 3.
Yeah.
Or almost as hard, and they should get something.
That's true, because whoever wins is subjective based on whoever the person judges you, feels you look.
Exactly.
Speaking of work, when you are entering a competition, how do you prepare for that particular competition?
I mean, training-wise, we start increasing the cardio, for example. The training regimen changes a little bit. The frequency changes. Diet changes. I mean, slowly cutting certain foods out. And when it gets closer, I mean, there are other protocols we have to apply, like cutting water, cutting salt. Some people don't cut salt. You know, a week before a show, you know, I have drank 12 liters of water a day, you know, and then you slowly cut it down.
Okay.
But then up to the point of the, I don't know, 24 hours before the show, you stop drinking. So yeah, there's a lot of
Preparation
things,
and prep. So then, speaking of, you know, cutting out certain foods or, you know, eating certain foods, do you have to be extra careful what you consume in case it contains a banned substance?
No.
So is your industry, is it regulated in the sense where there's certain supplements or I guess, what would be the word, drugs that you can't take? Or is it's totally open? So somebody could
go wild. Go wild.
So for these competitions, are there entry requirements, like fitness levels that you need to be at before you can enter it?
None at all.
So literally, I could enter, anybody could enter.
Anybody could enter.
But that's only at a regional lower level, not at the pro.
Yes, the regional level, at the very.
So I could enter the regional, and then I definitely wouldn't make the.
No, you definitely wouldn't.
No, but at least that's good in the sense there's no barriers of entry where you can at least go for yourself and see how it is and see if you like and see, okay, I need to do what he's doing and to put in the work like he's putting in the work to get to that level.
Exactly.
So with all these competitions and entering, is it quite expensive? I mean, you've got travel, you've got hotel perhaps, supplements, food, coaches.
Yes. Yeah. Obviously, you're eating more than usual. Supplements, drugs, cost to enter the show, getting the color on, the tan, as you mentioned, the flights, if you're competing somewhere overseas, maybe, hotel, all of that. Yeah.
It's quite expensive to enter and then not get anything at all. It's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, it's one of those sports. It's not mainstream. The athletes, unfortunately, don't get paid as much. Yeah, people who get into it they're doing it out of passion, I guess.
Passion,
yeah.
The love for it, the competition of it, to be the best and to look the best.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it has evolved over the years.
Yeah.
And you know, Instagram has helped a lot of these athletes make good money.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but it's been controversial. It's been controversial for decades, where you know, bodybuilders have voiced their opinion, saying that all athletes should get something, not just the top 3 or the top 5. But there can definitely be more money,
involved.
evenly
Distributed, yeah.
Yes.
You mentioned Instagram there. That helps. Is that because they get brand deals? Is it because they use Instagram to get customers for their other work that they're doing, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, every athlete is their own brand. Yeah, they can get sponsorships, clothing, sport apparels,
Yeah.
supplements. Yeah.
So with these competitions, you mentioned there's food, you mentioned there's entry requirements, and you have to prepare, you have to, gym, eat, watch what you eat, or cut down on what you eat. But also, do you also have to employ a fitness coach as well as a posing coach and other elements to it as well?
Yes, that's another one of the costs. I've had a coach for the past 4 years since I started, and that's another cost you pay every month. Someone to guide you. There are athletes who don't, very few, but yeah, most athletes have a coach.
Have a team, or
have a
so to speak.
team. Yeah, opposing coach.
One of the things you mentioned as well, you mentioned about spray tan and so forth. So because when I do see these bodybuilders or the men's physique athletes, they are quite, what I would assume was oily, but they are quite tanned.
Yes.
So is that fake tan, is that available in the competitions, and is that paid for, or something that you bring yourself?
They do spray also a glow
Yeah.
thing that so it makes you look less shinier. Yes, not everyone does, but yeah, before the stage.
So what is you said not everybody else does it, but so what is the purpose of doing it in the first place? Is it because it highlights certain elements?
Yeah, when the light hits, it makes it stand out. You can see the definition better when you're standing there, as the judges are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then with the whole light aspect to it, are there then certain, I guess, athletes who then blame the lighting or the lack of lighting on why they lost?
Yeah, in some amateur regional shows, yeah, there's been
Lots of excuses.
yes, yeah.
And then you're also a personal coach.
That's right.
So you balance that between your entering your competitions as well as your 9 to 5, so to speak. But do you utilize the fact that you are a men's physique athlete as a USP or as a niche for your?
Definitely. Yeah.
So it's more like a prestige calling card for you.
I would say so. Yeah. I've put because as you know, to become a personal trainer, it doesn't. Oh, I don't know if you know, it doesn't take much time or effort to become a personal trainer. And I would like to consider myself as someone who has walked the walk, to speak, who has put years into this craft, rather than just spend 2 weeks to get a personal training certificate. So yeah, it does help. People who look at, I would think if you look at someone who's done it, they're more favorable.
He's walked the walk, not just talking the talk.
Yeah.
What would you say to people who are thinking about becoming a men's physique athlete? What advice would you give them?
Go for it. Give it a try. See if you like it.
Yeah, you never know until you try. I mean, it's to the point. It's very simple, but it's quite effective advice. Just give it a go, and if you like it,
because I don't want to say. Yeah, there are people who say, "Why do it?" I'm sure no parent would But if you like it, if you're one of those people who spends a lot of time in the gym, who has built a good foundation, show it. If that's what you like.
You know what? Maybe one of these days I might enter a regional competition and just.
No, you won't.
See how I rank. I might get laughed out the room, but we'll know.
Even the people who are not in shape and compete, it's not like they woke up and decide. No, they've been going to the gym for years, but they've been doing it, not as well. But
enough to at least try.
Yeah.
And then I guess lastly, something that we ask all our guests: what song would you like to include in our playlist?
Behind Me by Teho.
Behind Me by Teho. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you've enjoyed this video, please do comment, like, share, and subscribe.
Wasani TV, it is a wrap.